इलेक्ट्रॉन ट्रांसपोर्ट चेन ऑक्सीजन को यूटिलाइज करता है फॉर द प्रोडक्शन ऑफ द एटीपी। इलेक्ट्रॉन ट्रांसपोर्ट चेन में सीरीज ऑफ प्रोटीन कॉम्प्लेक्सेस एंड मॉलिक्यूल्स होते हैं जो कि इलेक्ट्रॉन को ट्रांसफर करते हैं फ्रॉम द इलेक्ट्रॉन डोनर्स टू द इलेक्ट्रॉन एक्सेप्टर टू प्रोड्यूस द एटीपी थ्रू द ऑक्सीडेटिव phosphorylation and electron transport chain and oxidative phosphorylation occurs in inner mitochondrial membrane. Inner mitochondrial membrane has four enzymes which belongs to the electron transport chain, and one enzyme which is complex 5 belongs to the oxidative phosphorylation. So there is four enzyme named as NADH oxidoreductase, succinate Q oxidoreductase, cytochrome C oxidoreductase, cytochrome C oxidoreductase। ये इलेक्ट्रॉन ट्रांसपोर्ट चेन में इन्वॉल्व होते हैं, जबकि कॉम्प्लेक्स 5 जिसका नाम एटीपी सिंथेज है ये ऑक्सीडेटिव फॉस्फोराइलेशन करता है। नेक्स्ट, इलेक्ट्रॉन कैरियर विच इज इन्वॉल्व इन द इलेक्ट्रो ट्रांसपोर्ट चेन आर FMN जिसको फ्लेविन भी कहते हैं, ubiquinone and coenzyme Q. It is a fat soluble quinone and it is a constituent of mitochondrial lipids. Third is iron sulfur protein and it is associated with FMN and cytochrome B. Next is cytochrome which is known as heme proteins, and cytochromes are many types: cytochrome B, cytochrome C1, cytochrome C, cytochrome A1 and cytochrome A3, जिसमें से cytochrome A1 and cytochrome A3 को हम cytochrome oxidase भी कहते हैं, and cytochrome A1 and A3 कॉपर में कॉपर ग्रुप होता है। Coenzyme Q and cytochrome C are not part of any complex. ये फ्रीली इनर मेम्ब्रेन स्पेस में प्रेजेंट होते हैं जो कि इलेक्ट्रॉन को एक्सेप्ट करते हैं। In electron transport chain, complexes are arranged in order of increasing redox potential. So complex 1 has a negative redox potential and complex 5 has a more positive redox potential. So negative redox potential is the best donor of electrons and positive redox potential is the best acceptor of the electron. So in the electron transport chain, reducing equivalents flow through the chain from the components of more negative redox potential to the more positive redox potential. So let's discuss electron transport chain कि how complexes are involved in this and electron flow in electron transport chain and how to produce ATP by the ATP synthase. So first complex is complex 1, also known as NADH dehydrogenase oxidase or NADH dehydrogenase ubiquinone oxidoreductase. कॉम्प्लेक्स 1 के पास FMN and FES इलेक्ट्रॉन कैरियर होता है and it accept the electron from the NADH. NADH फॉर्म होता है PDH कॉम्प्लेक्स जो कि ग्लाइकोलिसिस एंड TC साइकिल को लिंक करती है। TC साइकिल से बीटा ऑक्सीडेशन से एंड मैलेट एस्पार्टेट शटल से NADH फॉर्म होता है। NADH इलेक्ट्रॉन्स को कॉम्प्लेक्स 1 को ट्रांसफर करता है, जहां पर इलेक्ट्रॉन ट्रांसफर होता है FMN को एंड देन FMN से FES को इलेक्ट्रॉन ट्रांसफर होता है। इन लास्ट FES डोनेट द इलेक्ट्रॉन टू द कोएंजाइम Q। कोएंजाइम Q को इलेक्ट्रॉन ट्रांसफर होने के बाद 4 protons are pumped into the intermembrane space. Now we talk about complex third. Why we talk about complex third? Because whenever electron transport chain begins with NADH, the order of complex is complex 1, complex 3 and complex 4. But because complex second are not part of the electron transport chain, if transport chains begin with NADH, because complex second belongs to the FADH2. So complex second FADH2 से इलेक्ट्रॉन को एक्सेप्ट करता है, इसलिए अगर इलेक्ट्रॉन ट्रांसपोर्ट चेन NADH से स्टार्ट हुआ है तो इलेक्ट्रॉन का फ्लो कॉम्प्लेक्स 1 से कॉम्प्लेक्स 3 तक होगा। let's we discuss complex second. Complex second known as the succinate dehydrogenase ubiquinone oxidoreductase, which is a key enzyme of the T-cell cycle, and it is the only enzyme of T-cell cycle which locate in the inner mitochondrial membrane. So FADH2 फॉर्म होता है टीसी साइकिल में जब सक्सिनेट टू फ्यूमेरेट फॉर्म होता है. इस रिएक्शन में FADH2 प्रोड्यूस होता है. सो FADH2 convert into the FAD and accept the electron. Then FAD donate the electron to the complex second, which is a succinate dehydrogenase, and then complex second transfer the electron to the coenzyme Q, and no protons are pumped by the complex second in intermembrane space. Complex third, which is known as ubiquinone cytochrome C oxidoreductase. So complex third has a cytochrome B, FES and cytochrome C1, and cytochrome B accept the electron from the coenzyme Q, and cytochrome B transfer the electron to the FES, and FES then transfer the electron to the cytochrome C1, and in last cytochrome C1 donate the electron to the cytochrome C, and from the complex third there is also 4 protons are pumped into the intermembrane space. So there is a total 8 protons are pumped into the electron transport chain when the electron transport chains are begins with NADH2. But if electron transport chain start with the FADH2, so there is only 4 protons are pumped into the electron transport chain, because complex second not pumped any proton in intermembrane space. Is complex 4, which is cytochrome oxidase, and it is utilized molecular oxygen to accept electrons which are donated by cytochrome C. So electrons are transferred to the cytochrome A, and cytochrome A then transfer the electron to the cytochrome A3, and cytochrome A3 donate the electron to the molecular oxygen, and after then with the protons, molecular oxygen and protons convert into the water molecule, and 2 protons are pumped in intermembrane space. Number of the protons present in the intermembrane space. So if the electron transport chain start with NADH, so there is a total 10 protons in intermembrane space, 4 protons from complex 1, 4 protons from complex third, and 2 protons from complex 4. But if electron transport chain start with FADH2, so there is a 6 protons present in intermembrane space, because complex second not pump any proton in intermembrane space. Because of this proton number, there is a difference in production of ATP by NADH and FADH2. Next and last, complex 5, which is known as ATP synthase, which is a molecular motor and not part of electron transport chain. It is a complex of oxidative phosphorylation. H plus pumped in inner membrane space are create electrochemical gradient across the inner membrane. So these protons are accepted by the complex 5, and now these protons are transferred to the ADP and PI, which convert the and use this protein to produce ATP. So there is 4 proton used to produce 1 ATP. So 4 protons are equal to the 1 ATP, and if electron transport chain are start with NADH, so there is total 10 protons in intermembrane space. So 4 protons used to produce 1 ATP, so total 10 protons produce 2.5 ATP. And if electron transport chain start with FADH2, so there is total 6 protons and it produce 1.5 ATP by the ATP synthase. Now summary of the electron transport chain. So complex 1 accept the electrons from the NADH, उसके बाद FMN को and then FES को electron transfer होते हैं, and then FES transfer the electron to the coenzyme Q. And if electron transport chain start with the NADH, so complex order of the electron flow is complex 1 to complex 3rd. क्योंकि कॉम्प्लेक्स सेकेंड FADH2 से इलेक्ट्रॉन को एक्सेप्ट करता है. सो कॉम्प्लेक्स 2 जिसको सक्सिनेट कहते हैं, सक्सिनेट डोनेट द इलेक्ट्रॉन टू द FADH2 एंड देन FADH2 ट्रांसफर द इलेक्ट्रॉन टू द FES. देन FES कोएंजाइम को इलेक्ट्रॉन ट्रांसफर करता है. इस तरह से NADH से एंड FADH से इलेक्ट्रॉन कोएंजाइम Q के पास आता है. देन कोएंजाइम Q साइटोक्रोम बी को इलेक्ट्रॉन ट्रांसफर करता है जो कि कॉम्प्लेक्स 3rd का पार्ट है, एंड देन साइटोक्रोम बी से FES को एंड देन FES से साइटोक्रोम C1 को इलेक्ट्रॉन ट्रांसपोर्ट होता है. देन साइटोक्रोम C1 ट्रांसफर द इलेक्ट्रॉन टू द साइटोक्रोम C which is also electron carrier. Then cytochrome C transfer the electron to the cytochrome A and cytochrome A3, which is A1, cytochrome A and A3 as a cytochrome oxidase, which is complex 4. And then cytochrome A3, so there is a total 10 proton present in the intermembrane space if electron transport chain start with the NADH, and 6 protons are present in intermembrane space if electron transport chain start with the FADH. So complex 5 use this proton gradient to produce ATP and transfer the proton to the ADP to produce ATP, which is a part of oxidative phosphorylation. Thank you friends. If you like my videos, please like, comment and subscribe my channel.